Hey guys, my name is James Alderating, and this is Alderating, where I review and critique specific actors that either I like or you guys comment and suggest me to comment on. Today's episode is about Bruce Campbell, a very famous B-movie actor. Some people may know him as Ash from the Evil Dead movies. Some people may know him as a ring announcer from Spider-Man. Some people may know him as Sam X in the USA Network show Burn Notice. So let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Excuse me. So, let's start off with his earlier works. When he was a teenager, him and a guy named Sam Raimi worked together on a movie called Evil Dead, which I'm going to talk about. Excuse me again. Man, I'm rude. This movie pretty much brought us the typical horror movie. Four friends go into the woods, go to a cabin in the middle of the woods, abandoned, of course, and unleash evil unto themselves. Everyone gets possessed in a way, and the only one who doesn't get possessed by the end of the movie is Ash, or Bruce Campbell, like we just said. So, after the movie was over, then came another movie, Evil Dead 2, which was about where the first one ended. And this one pretty much had him again fighting off evil, but this time fighting off evil with the daughter of the owner of the house before that they were at. And the daughter comes down to the house, thinks Ash, Bruce, killed her father, and yeah, so then he gets transported back to the Middle Ages, and that was the end of the second one. And then a third one came out, third Evil Dead movie, but it had a different name, by the name of Army of Darkness. Check it out. This one was about him, like I said, going back in time, and so yeah, going back in time and fighting off evil for the Middle Ages people. I'm probably saying a lot of this stuff wrong, so just comment again down below if anything I'm saying is wrong. Um, so then those movies were over, and oh yeah, on the third one, he eventually gets back to the modern world where he works at a place called Shop Smart, Shop S no S Smart, sorry, S Smart, sorry. um, so that's kind of over. That was over, and then people started liking him because those movies were starting to become cult classics, and he was the king of B movies. Because I say that because he was in like little kind of like he were in like minor movies, but still pretty good movies. Like there was Alien Apocalypse about a group of astronauts coming back to Earth, and finding out the world has been overran by aliens who look like bugs, like praying mantises. Let's just say that. He was in a movie called Bubba Hotep, which was about a guy who thinks he's Elvis, but he's an Elvis impersonator. No, he's supposed to be Elvis, and everyone around him thinks he's just an Elvis impersonator. And yeah, so in the entire film, he's trying to fight off this like evil Egyptian mummy kind of guy, and he like lives in a retirement home, all that jazz, you know. Like I'm talking like I'm talking. Anywho, so he eventually kills the Bubba Hotep, and we kind of learn how he could be Elvis in the movie, and how the Elvis we think died was actually an Elvis impersonator, and the real Elvis was just in a retirement home. So yeah. So then he kind of started getting noticed in those that I think in that movie, and Sam Raimi came back to him and needed his help in another movie, Spider-Man. In Spider-Man 1, he played a ring announcer for the wrestling when it was Spider-Man versus some, I think Bonesaw, I think it was. Then after that movie, wanted more help with Spider-Man 2. He played the, I think, guy he didn't let Spider-Man or Tobey Maguire's character into the opera because he didn't have a ticket, or it was because it was playing. So that guy too. Then finally in Spider-Man 3 comes as a French maitre d, and and he eventually came out, and yeah, that happened. And then another movie came out, and I think this movie probably kind of topped his career and kind of started making him into the national. Well, no, this one and then the next one. Sorry, it was this one was what was it? My Name is Bruce, and kind of talks about how the fans of Bruce, like Bruce Campbell, plays his own like himself, and it shows how a fan of him unleashed an evil in a small town, comes to get Bruce Campbell, brings Bruce Campbell into the town. Everyone thinks Bruce Campbell's like this big action guy because of his movies. Turns out he's not really that big of a hero. Then at the end of the movie, he becomes the hero, saves everyone. You know, turns out it was just on all of it was just a movie thing. So then that movie's over, and then he got noticed by the big network companies, by USA. Yeah, pretty much USA. So USA brought him into the Burn Notice thing, and ever since maybe a couple years ago, he's been on Burn Notice. And a couple weeks ago, he was on that movie Fall of Sam Axe, made for TV, Burn Notice movie. So yeah, that's what happened. So of all of his entire movie career, I'm still gonna stick by him because he's like one of my favorite actors. You know, uh, I mean, I'm not one of those like big fanboys like, oh my god, it's Bruce Campbell. Oh my god. If I ever met him, I'd just shake his hand. I'd be like, oh my god, you're amazing. You're an amazing actor. Um, all this stuff. But I wouldn't, like, ha 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 ha. I'm not worthy. I wouldn't try to do that. Um, what else? So since I'm a big fan of him, I'd have to give him a 5 out of 5 of boomsticks. Um, you know, um, but for people who aren't big fans of him, they'd probably give him like a lower one. I mean, they'd probably give him like a 2.5 or 2.5 out of 3 or 2.5 or 3. So I'm gonna give him a 5. Check him out on all of his movies, like Evil Dead, like I said, Spider-Man movies, um, Bubba Hotep, Alien Apocalypse. My Name is Bruce. You think anything other movies I can't think of? A lot of B movies. Oh, check them out also on USA Network on Burn Notice. And yeah. Okay, so next week I will be reviewing and critiquing a special actor, one of my favorite British actors, Rowan Atkinson. And if there's anything you want me to add about Rowan Atkinson, or if there's anything I missed about Bruce, comment below, and I will make another video later or post video responses or anything down below. And this is James Alderating on Alderating, saying have a nice day, have a nice life, and I will see you next week.